What's up, you freaking cuties? All right, gonna do a video today, might be a little longer, but it's about one of the most important things in Lost Ark, and that is how to deal more damage. That's what everybody wants to do. Any DPS player, that's their ultimate goal. You know, damage helps with literally everything in the game. And I was struggling how to figure out how to do this video for a long time. And still might not have figured it out, but we're going to just wing it, okay? It's going to be great. The ultimate way to deal more damage in Lost Ark has nothing to do with your cards. It's not getting better gems. It's growing hands, the community likes to say. It's having uptime on the boss. And uptime is exactly what it says. A portion of every single fight, the boss is able to take damage. So doing as much damage as possible during those windows is the key to doing high DPS. So the boss was able to be hit, you know, for, I don't know, 80%, 90% of the fight, whatever it is. You want to be trying to do damage that full time. Now, to hit the absolute peak is very improbable, very difficult to do. I don't know anybody who does it, but that's what you're striving towards. Always be attacking. And it's hard to give tips like this because it's easy to dismiss it as I'm just saying get good. But like how you go about getting good is really what we can try and tackle and try and give people actionable things to improve on while you're a new player. When you go into a raid for the first time, you're trying to just do as much damage as possible. And then over time, the boss just kicks your teeth in. You're like, okay, wow, I couldn't get off my full rotation there. Oh, that pattern interrupts that attack. You just slowly piecing this stuff together. So I will fully admit this type of thing, getting really, really good and having high DPS in a fight requires repetition. Like anything else in Lost Ark, getting good at a raid, being able to dodge all the patterns, repetition. And even more so to do damage while dodging all those mechs. So it's a very difficult, hard to cover topic, but I want to just talk about some things and hope this helps somebody who wants to improve their damage. Like, I think I should be doing more damage than I'm doing. Maybe this type of thing will help. So if you're a newer player, you just got into Lost Ark, you're having a great time, welcome in. But what you normally do when you're playing a raid, I'm willing to guess, is you are staring at your character and your ability bar at the bottom here. You're staring at that stuff most of the fight. And then you're like glancing at the boss. Your end goal when you're playing Lost Ark, trying to pump damage, 99% of the time, you're staring at the boss and you're just glancing down at your ability bar. Certain classes, this might be a little different, but for the most part, you are staring at the boss. And what you are hoping to do is identify the boss's attack patterns as fast as humanly possible. Because once you're able to do that, you see him start to move. Maybe the boss like puts his sword up. There's only one attack where he starts to raise his sword up here. The faster you identify he's doing that, you know where the damage zones on the map are. So you can pre-position and start your combo, start attacking. That's the type of thing you're aiming for. So what I did, I went into a solo raid on my War Dancer, and I'm just going to give some commentary on this. It might take a while, be a longer video, but I wasn't really sure a better way to do it. This character on eye level, 1540. This character has no cards equipped. This character has 0 gems equipped. I took everything off. And I am on engraving support. The free 5x3 that everybody gets. No cards, no gems, on eye level, K-Angel solo. So here we go. We hop in, and we're just going to do a commentary run. This boss comes in. I know this pattern. He slams, he dashes forward, he's going to end up over here. Now, I am on a burst class, so uptime looks a little different. I will be auto-attacking a lot during this fight, and you should be too. If you have no skills to press, Don't just be running around, walking around, waiting for cooldowns. Just go to the boss and start auto attacking. If you have an uptime class where it's based on like a high swiftness class, low cooldowns, you're just spamming skills. When I'm auto attacking, you would be doing that. But War Dancer just has a very strict burst rotation. So it's, in hindsight, I probably should use the uptime class to show constantly freaking attacking. But anyway, he dashes forward, we start going. So I'm watching the boss, boom. So he just turned here. I already know what this attack is. Now, this isn't helpful for a brand new player, but this is the level you want to get to. This is what you're trying to do when you are in a new raid. This is what you're learning. You're trying to get a pattern recognition over and over again. So you're like, okay, no, he's going to do a double poke and then a bigger dash here. Poke, poke. Then he turns and I know he'll skewer me. If I'm in front of him, he'll pick me up. He's going to do a dash right over here. So I can walk right up here, start attacking right there. I am awaken and I'm out. I'm not in the range of him, so he won't pick me up. So here's an attack that he does that a lot of new players probably hate. This attack scares the bejesus out of you. He does a small red circle and then it pulses further out. And then on either his left side or his right side, he does this big red AoE. Now you'll see I don't run out of this red AoE. I just keep attacking him. And this is the type of limit testing that you have to do when you're playing. You don't know, this could be an attack that kills me. This could be one shot. This could be a knock away attack that puts me on the ground and then I get comboed. Or it could do 12k damage when I have 157k damage. So I choose to just ignore it and get free damage in. And then you'll see whichever side he goes to, his cape side. If you don't, know this, that's the side that the red goes, or the safe zone side, excuse me. So you go to wherever his cape is facing and you can just start doing damage. Just beating him up for free. He floats away. I'm just attacking constantly. He slams, he's going to dash, attacking constantly. This is uptime. Get behind him. He's going to slam. That attack evolves later. So I just dash behind him. Can attack. This is a stagger retaliation. But I don't even wait till I see this projectile. As soon as the animation's finished, you can start attacking. So now you start attacking. And there's a system in Lost Ark that is... This is a lot of steps, but there's a super armor system in Lost Ark. And as a new returning player, you're going to have no freaking idea what this means. But think of it this way. When a boss attacks you, or when you're PvPing, attacking another player or whatever, some of your skills will lock the mobs down. Like in a fighting game, when you're comboing somebody, you hit them and they can't move. They're paralyzed. So there's certain skills that have paralysis immunity. So like when I tank that red circle from the boss, that circle has paralysis on it. So if I'm attacking or if I'm just standing there, I'll recoil. My character will be like, oh gosh, I just got hit by something. But if you're doing a skill that has at least paralysis immunity on it, nothing will happen to you. You'll take a little bit of damage, but you keep on pumping. You guys have done a million fights in Lost Ark where the boss knocks you on your butt. And you're like, I hate this fight. I can't even stand up. So certain skills have a second level of immunity on them, and that's called push immunity. So you will not get pushed away. So if I was attacking and I used, I think, uppercut on War Dancer as push immunity. So the boss is about to do an attack that's going to knock me on my butt, but it does like 0 damage, very, very low damage. I can choose to just press the push immunity skill and keep on attacking instead of just walking away to dodge it, and then coming back in. That type of stuff is how you eke out the most damage possible. And that is like the pinnacle of a DPS player in Lost Ark. They are salivating at any opportunity to do damage. When they go into a new raid, they're looking for ways to cheat more damage. And it's honestly, it makes the game fun and fresh, and it has more replayability because you clear it the first time. Like, okay, we did it. The pattern's great, but then you start looking for that next level and get a little better, a little better, a little better. And then you're just dominating. So I hear. But anyway, that's the different levels of super armor. There's a third one which involves CC immunity. And really the only stuff that I can think of, with a couple exceptions for most characters, is your awakening and your spacebar. So if the boss is going to do something and you get electrocuted and you can't move or anything like that, skills like your awakening or your spacebar will prevent that. So even in this gate here, when he does the mech with the lightning, where you're dodging the lightning coming down, if I'm about to get hit by that, I can't outrun it. I could just spacebar through it. And you'll take whatever damage the ability does. You'll still get hit, but your character just keeps on running. You won't get actually crowd controlled. So anyway, keep pumping. This is the poke with the big poke. There you go. Now he turns. He's going to end up over here. I start my buff, start attacking. Slam dash. Slam dash again. And if I wanted to be extra greedy, see how I ran up and got an attack? I didn't run immediately to the side when I got the buff over my head. You see I had like 3 seconds. So I walked up, got my attack off, then ran and dropped off the puddle. You can teleport multiple times, behind him safe. This is the dash. You can do this once or twice. Really, anytime you guys are playing this game for the first time, you're, a gate, or the second, third, fourth, fifth time, you're just trying to get better at recognizing the boss's patterns. That's what makes you a good player. And it just takes tons of repetition. If you really, truly want to get good at Lost Ark as a DPS player, that's the most important thing you can do. And there's good news, because that costs you nothing. People get obsessed with gems and cards, and those type of things are very important. They are. But the most important thing, the biggest force multiplier in the game, is your ability. Your ability to constantly be attacking the boss any chance you get. So this is that big attack he does when he teleports, attacking up to the very last second. Then he reappears, then you dash, come right back in. I walked over that puddle for the damage buff. I got 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, got to the edge. I think I trolled there, walked into that, and I get hit again. Lost some fat uptime right there. Crying on the inside. Pour one out for the goblin homies. All right, he's going to dash right on the buff, which is beautiful, because that means I can walk on the buff. We're already at 55. We're already at the mech. You guys know this? There's nothing you can do here. You can actually attack him right before the mech starts if you want to be a really, really super goblin. It'll come down here and explode, and you can get a couple attacks off. That's the type of stuff that you can learn if you really, really want to just try and eke out as much damage as humanly freaking possible. But this is what I want to do. I want to just showcase how a character with no gems, no cards, I'll kill this guy, and I think I still have like 4 minutes left. Like, you have plenty of time. Really, it's not about being strong enough to like clear a raid. You could clear probably any raid in this game, minus like Thamine the First or something, with 7s and deep dive 30 or whatever it is. But yeah, you just have to get to this point where you're just recognizing the boss's attack patterns. Dash this, here it is again. I just tank this and keep attacking. Look where his cape is. That's where the safe zone is. I move there and keep attacking. You do not stop. I'm autoing nonstop here. Teleport. He can do this multiple times if you want. Only did it once. We're going to the edge right now, so I just keep attacking him. I'm going to drop the puddle here as I'm attacking. Keep on moving. What you got next for me? Hit stagger. Also, keeping stuff like that in mind, constantly looking to see where the natural stagger is. You're about to get a really nice, massive burst window. Big dash. Big dash. You can do this once or twice. That'll pick you up, slam you around. This is the triple attack. He attacks multiple times, and then you can get knocked off here, so I run towards the center. I could have kept attacking there for one more phase if I wanted to. Dash in. Decided not to eat that for some reason. And if you want to be crazy, a lot of players are willing to trade health potions for damage. Like the peak Lost Ark best players, health potions are just another like resource. They don't look at health like, oh God, my HP's low. It's like a very precise calculation. And you only need 1 HP to be doing damage, you know? So they'll just choose to trade their health potions to get off more damage in certain situations. I don't have my counter up. Went for it as soon as it got off cooldown. Unfortunately, it was too late. Can't do anything. That attack hurts really, really bad. Do not want to tank that one. But figuring out stuff like that, you're like, wow, that hurts really bad. I have to respect that pattern. That pattern does a tremendous amount of damage. It might kill me even if I pot through it. Dash. So we dies here. We had 3 minutes and 30 seconds left before the boss hit Enrage with no cards, no gems, 3 5x3 engravings. On eye level. You guys can all do this. So gate 2. She shoots some lasers in front of her, free damage. Sidestep the explosions, keep attacking. Boom, close is safe. This is free. You're so happy when you get that version of it. All right, sidestep the explosions. I awaken here. Push immunity prevents me from getting hit. I do a couple attacks, back out, let it slam down. Constantly attacking. Constantly attacking. Get behind, keep the burst rotation. She's going middle, I pre-position. Get the back attack off. I was trying to avoid getting hit by these things, but I probably should have just tanked that. It's not a big deal. All right, I gambled there and unfortunately lost because she did that attack pattern where you can't do any damage. That's an example of a pattern. The boss leaves, you literally can't do damage. Nothing you can do about it. Jump back. Giant ball, she dashes forward. Red safe zone right around her. There you go, hop in. Free damage here. Floating green orbs, nobody cares. I'm gonna just beat the tar out of you. All right, first mech, you guys know this. Fast forwarding, I cannot do damage to the boss. She's DR'd by like 99%. Opportunities like this though, if you're a burst class, you have to build up your meter. Thinking BK Breaker, War Dancer, any class, Sorceress, where hitting the boss generates meter, then you convert that meter into your big burst damage. There's tons of gates where the boss takes insanely reduced damage. You can't do damage, but you can still build your meter. So quick little shout out to supports. You are not off the hook. If you play supports because you want to break from sweating, from trying really hard, you're not playing supports correctly. You should be sweating just as hard as a DPS player. If you go look at somebody you consider an amazing support, you're like, wow, this person's such a good support. They are thinking the same way a DPS player is. They are using every single opportunity possible to gain meter. They are keeping their brand uptime perfectly. They are cycling their attack buffs perfectly. They are just super focused as much as a DPS player is. Support is not a break in this game. And I know a lot of times people in other games, they pick the healer because most people want to do DPS and they'll put up with, somebody who considers they have their skill lesser. They like hide behind the archetype of the class. And first of all, you don't have to do that. You're good enough to play whatever the hell you want. But B, that's not how you should be playing it anyway. You should change the way you look at that. Any class is playing it at the highest level you can. But it's okay to still have classes. Not everybody can be the best in the world. I cannot be the best in the world. Full disclaimer, I am not an amazing... people play with me, oh my God, this guy is just incredible. He's so good. But this is more to help people get into the mindset if they really want to improve their gameplay. If if they want to get better at doing damage, they want to be a better support, this is the mindset that you're using when you're playing the game. You're constantly looking for opportunities to, you know, do more damage, to build up meter. But that's what I wanted to say. Anytime there's a pattern where the boss is DR'd, I can build up my meter here. No problem. So I'm ready to do my burst. Unfortunately, I had to use my damage skills. I was hoping I didn't have to, but that thing was kind of tanky. So now I have to build up again. This is a mech. I can't do any damage. Nothing I can do about it. Space bar. Wait for it. Get out and start attacking right away. All right, this is like the freest damage mech in here. It's a free counter, and you can just beat on her. Get the back attack modifier, spacebar in front to hit the counter. Keep pumping the whole time, autoing while my cooldowns are coming back. Almost the next mech here. Spacebar, queue up the next attack, and we're already to the next mech. You can see how fast the pace of this fight is. It's not mech to mech per se, but it's pretty close. Like you're flying. So we'll hit next mech here. This is the counters. I fit in, you can fit in one skill. When she teleports to the middle like that, she takes full damage for a second. Stagger. Full damage. I couldn't remember on some of these patterns if the boss took full damage or if there was sometimes on mechs, they'll be like DR'd for a couple seconds afterwards. I think the last mech she is, but that one, I think she takes full damage. Free damage, just beating her up. These little flame orbs. This is a counter as well. This one's better than the blue one. So the blue one's terrible to greed damage. The red one's pretty good to greed damage. The green one's perfect for greeting damage. The counter pattern she does with the circle orbs. And you just learn that stuff from playing over and over again, knowing what you can and cannot get away with. Spacebar, come out of it, just start attacking. She always, when she disappears, reappears, you're just waiting. Like, where is she? Can I spacebar behind her immediately? We're on the last mech. Can't do any damage to her again, but you see she's taking reduced damage. So if I needed to build meter, I would. But I already have all my bubbles. Kill these. You guys know this mech. You're experts. Fast forward through it. You can see she's still DR'd, and then it wears off and you can just start pumping. 10 bars left. Cannot do any damage here. She's completely untargetable. Boo. These are the worst mechs in Lost Ark. When the boss, when it's not a major HP bar, it's a normal attack pattern and the boss leaves. Stop designing those attack patterns, guys. All right. AGS, Smilegate, nobody likes those. For a major HP bar mech, sure. All right. So we finished. We had 4 minutes left. You know what I mean? We had 4 minutes, 13 seconds. Easy. So we got gate 3 here. Bada bing, bada boom. And this guy will do an opener here. He'll do one of 2 openers and you'll just learn that over time, what he does. He can dash, do this right after. So you can kind of plan your attacks ahead of time. You know what's going to happen. As soon as you see what he's doing, you know how to react to it. He'll always do this line pattern or the circle. That just depends where you position to keep doing damage. All right, this is mirror and solo mode. You can't do anything. When you have this on you, as a melee character, you can't touch the mirror and you do reduce damage. If you're a range character, you can build meter there. It's the Wi-Fi, really nice pattern. This is the 180. Can't do anything here. Red line, save zone, red line. So we're just hanging out. Nothing to goblin here. You'll hear people talk about growing hands or being a goblin. That just refers to greeting and getting as much damage in as humanly possible. All right, again, same thing. Can't really do anything about this. No damage opportunity. Just hit one of these lanterns so you can get the buff. All right, we're back in business. We're DPSing. We only see yellow numbers as the white numbers show up. That's Wi-Fi. And you can call, I mean, obviously the community, if you've been doing raids, we have different names for stuff, but you just identify patterns any way you want to. He's doing this pattern, he's doing this pattern, he's doing this pattern. That way you can adjust. So this pattern is a greetable pattern, but it's kind of difficult to do. You see these red circles, they always alternate, and then periodically you are going to get one of these big yellow circles on you. If you have stuff like your awakening and space bars, you can trade that to destroy stuff and keep doing damage, weaving in and out. In a group setting, it can be a little more difficult. If everybody tries to do that, you're just blanketing each other with explosions. No greed opportunities here. I was like, oh God, the first time I did this, it went the other way. So I was like, oh no, I'm in the wrong spot. So you just adapt, improvise, adapt, overcome the damage. Get buff, keep pumping, free damage here. Next mech's not till 100, so I got 40 bars of eating my heart out, do whatever I want. Behind him is safe. It's a little safe nook right there. Wi-Fi, completely greetable, humongous opportunity pattern here. Lines this time. So you can kind of do some damage, get used to the timing when they're going to pop out. This is a stinky pattern. When you're solo, you want to run to slow these things down. If you get close to them, see how they like pop like that? Kinds of slows them down so you can aim them a little better. That is greetable, but normally in a group setting, you have flame grenades and stuff to cheese that. So you can just all greed. Unfortunately, another pattern where the boss just leaves the map and you can do nothing. Just AFKing. Not fun. Comes back down, ready to pump. I need to get a little more meter before I can burst. There we go. Pray he doesn't do anything terrible. We got lucky. Love it. And I found out when I was doing this run, this character didn't even have their level 3 set completed. And I think I had like a weird, I didn't even have full hallucination on. I didn't even know what I was doing. I think gate 1 actually didn't even fix it till gate 2. 100 bar mech, nothing to greed here. Fast forward a little bit. You guys all know how to do this, you're professionals. So this is that lightning pattern. Different lightning. I sat there and chose to greed a little bit to get some damage off because my burst was up. And War Dancer, like, you just have to get your burst off. This is free DPS. You just find out where those red lines are coming. Behind him safe. Jumps back. He can do multiple patterns when he does that. This one is the most dangerous. You have to guide these things around. A better player than me would be able to figure out a nice way to greed this. I do what I can. I start attacking early before he does the pull, then you spacebar out of it. 5 bars till mech. Just awaken, we hit stagger, interrupt, get off my burst, anything I can. And I know sometimes a class will have a very specific burst rotation, but you know you're about to go to a mech and the boss is going to leave. Don't not press something just because you can't get your full ideal rotation off. Just dump anything you can because it'll all come back in time. I knew you'd have it all back. So get some damage off rather than the ideal perfect rotation. Wi-Fi. Free damage. As soon as you see him, you can get there. So we know it's bottom, front, and back is safe in this pattern. So you can just go front, back, and start attacking before you even see the red lines. They'll always be there. That was a close one. Once the mirror runs off, do damage. Lovely untargetable pattern here. When he lands, he's targetable as soon as he lands. So you can choose how you want to deal with this. I just spacebar through it so I could get back to him faster. If you have awakening, when he lands, it's a good time to just unload on him. Tank 1 explosion. This is a nice greetable pattern here. He does the red cone and then periodically drops off those little yellow box on you with the red. So just, you can keep greeting, weaving in and out if you want. Just be careful to try and manage the laceration stacks, because those things will add up and do a lot of damage. circles, little grenades. You can just do damage. You might have to just slightly move. I think I ran out of my buff here. I did. I was like, oh no. We're back. 20 bars left, so I got to do this one more time. What you got for me, bud? All right, just pump, just pump, just pump. Red lines. You see where the red lines are going based on where those gold projectiles are? All right, this crappy pattern again. I had 4 bars left. Should have just killed him, but I didn't even realize how low he was. I was like, oh, wow, he's really low. But it's fine. 1 burst and he's dead. See you later, bud. Thanks for playing. So, no cards. No gems. Easily destroying this guy. You guys can all do that, no problem. If you're a solo raider especially, you are so freaking strong. You don't even know your own strength, okay? And I know this is difficult stuff and it's not an easy thing to do. I've been wanting to make a video about helping people get DPS uptime forever, but I just couldn't figure out the best way to do it. And this probably isn't, but I wanted to get something out there. Just focus on the mindset of trying to do damage any opportunity that it's out there. And, you know, support, same thing. You're still trying to keep your brand uptime to 100%. You're trying to keep your attack buffs up to 100%. You're trying to maximize the amount of specialty buff that you get, you know, Holy Aura or 3-bar buffs, 2-bar buffs, whatever, Bard, Artist. You're always trying to maximize that. You're always learning. The normal pattern recognition is what makes you good at raiding. Knowing the major HP bar mechs is step 1. Like you go into a raid and you're like, okay, I have to learn these mechanics first. But that's like the base foundation. Once you have that, you're starting to learn the normal attack patterns. That's the bulk of any fight, is the normal attack patterns. And you can watch a new player, they're running around like a chicken with their head cut off. Most of the fights. It's the difference. I did the same thing. I remember I was a gunslinger main back when I was learning Vicus. I would hate that my rifle skills would be on cooldown and I had to go close to the boss and use my shotgun skills. I was just like, God, I hope I don't get hit. You know, it was scary and terrifying. But I'll tell you the worst thing that can happen is the boss kills you and you restart. That's it. If you just identify one pattern every single pull, you're like, okay, this pattern, I'm looking for the tell for it. Just try and learn that way. Build upon something. Don't just go in and say, I hope I have a good run today. Gosh, I hope that I can kill this thing. No, you will. All right. But have something you can work towards. All right. You know what you're doing. The boss, it's an AI program and it can pull out of its ass one of several attack patterns at any given moment. That's all it is. So you know, are in the boss's ass. You're looking what he's pulling out. You're like, okay, he's doing this. All right, don't try and get in the boss's ass. All right, that was not a good example. Unless you're a back attacker, you should already be there. But okay. Hope this was helpful to somebody and we just didn't derail it at the end there. But thank you guys for watching. If you want any help or if you want me to do like no gem, no card solo runs on other stuff and do a commentary, I'll do whatever you guys want. I'm here for you. Just tell me what you want, okay? But thanks for watching, guys. Have a wonderful day. We'll catch you next time.